Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a good day. If your day is not going good, I hope it gets better. Today, I wanted to talk about Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. So, if you didn't see before The Odyssey came out, there has been a lot of stuff online about it, mostly coming from people complaining that the movie's woke and that it's going to bomb at the box office. So let's take a look. Did it? No, it obviously didn't. It's a Christopher Nolan movie. Did you really think a Christopher Nolan movie in any form or manner would bomb at the box office? As of making this on July 29th, barely 2 weeks after the movie came out, it has already passed $700 million. So much for bombing. And now you might be thinking, well, why were they saying that it was going to bomb? Why were they saying it's woke? Because a trans person got hired as an actor. That's it. That's the main reason. Because Elliot Page got hired to be an actor in the movie. Which, by the way, they weren't even right about who he was playing. People thought he was going to play Achilles. Guess who's not in the fucking movie? Achilles. Because the Odyssey takes place after, and this is a spoiler for a over 3,000-year-old story, because Achilles is fucking dead. At this point, Achilles is dead. So, people were complaining about a nothing issue. And one other thing I wanted to add real quick about people complaining about Elliot Page. The main thing that I see from like transphobes is people saying that he's a she and stuff like that. And like, that's not a man. I don't know if you've ever seen photos or videos of him boxing. He looks like he could beat the shit out of so many of the people who complain about him. He looks more like a man than half the people who are complaining about him not being a man. And it is the funniest shit to me. Because how do you look at Elliot Page and you're like, yeah, that's a woman. Better abs than you ever wish you'd have. And that's coming from someone who by no means has anything close to that. I can admit how Elliot Page looks. Elliot Page is fucking ripped, dude. Yeah, you have fun trying to fight Elliot Page and complain about trans people. You go fight Elliot Page and tell me how that goes. Elliot Page actually played Sinon, and guess what? Has maybe at most like 10 minutes in the movie, if even. I don't think it even gets to 10 minutes. And guess what? He does fucking fantastic. He does really good in the movie. So people complaining, it was stupid. He does so good at conveying the emotions that are needed, especially once we get to Haiti. So they complain about nothing. The movie's doing really well, and I bet you this is, if anything, going to help Elliot Page's career. Now, the other reason that people are complaining is because, Helen of Troy, who is supposed to be known as one of the most beautiful women ever, they were complaining that the actress they got for Helen of Troy was not pretty enough. Now, you got to be thinking, yeah, they probably got someone who's like going to be really ugly if they're complaining. No, they got Lupita Nyong'o. What the fuck do you mean Lupita Nyong'o is not pretty enough for Helen of Troy? And also, just going to comment, she's not only Helen of Troy. In all technicalities, she plays Clytemnestra. Now, I apologize if I mispronounced that. I'm really bad with Greek names. But people were complaining that she wasn't pretty enough. I don't know if you've seen Lupita Nyong'o. She's gorgeous. How are you? Now, I can tell you the reason that people are complaining about that and why they don't think she's pretty enough. It's because she's not white. Because a bunch of racist people who want quote-unquote historical accuracy think that that means everyone has to be white. Well, I am sorry to inform you, this story is not real. The Odyssey never happened. Shocking, I know. And guess what? Santa Claus also isn't real. I'm sorry to inform you that, but it's not yet. No, it never happened. So now, sure, I get saying that they're all Greeks and stuff like that. But also, let's not forget there's also a fucking Cyclops and a woman who turns people into pigs in this movie. So when you complain about historical accuracy and the thing you're pointing at is there being people of color in the movie and queer people, you're stupid. Especially because if you want this to be really historically accurate, there needs to be more queer people. Because there should be people fucking left and right. Gay fucking, if you know what I mean. To be subtle about it. Because if you don't know, ancient Greece was hella gay. The other reasons I've been seeing people complain that this movie is woke is because of the message it sends about men, specifically the part where Cersei turns men into pigs, and people not understanding the entire like message on that, because these people are supposed to be known as rapists and murderers and just horrible people who pillage and steal and don't give a shit about other people. So obviously it is an analogy about men being pigs, but it's barely an analogy. It's very obvious, and people are complaining that that makes it woke. And my question is, did you not know this was going to be in the story? Because the Odyssey, again, 3,000 years old, that is a pretty big part of it. Did you just not read? Well, people who complain about stuff being woke don't read. I think we know that already. But did you like not expect that to happen? Like, if that's what you're going to complain about for a movie being woke, you need to get a life. And the fun thing about this, just don't go see it. If you don't want to put your money towards something, you don't have to. Same with me. I don't have to. All you're doing is wasting time complaining about this. And like, if you want to complain about historical accuracy, point at like the costumes if you're going to point at anything. Which all I'm saying is, if you've seen what Greek armor looks like, it did not look that cool. I'm actually not complaining too bad about historical accuracy, because again, this didn't happen. Because there is no Odyssey, there is no Santa Claus, there is no Tooth Fairy, and there's no Queen of England. And the only other complaint I've seen from people who hated the movie, because personally, this was like a 5-star movie, this is the closest we've gotten to a modern epic that I've ever seen, is people are complaining that the movie's too long, and I'm sorry. When your baby needs a nap, can't watch a movie over an hour and a half. You need your bottle. Oh, too tired. I can't do a Christopher Nolan movie. Well. You were totally fine with it when it was about a man making a bomb to blow up people. This? You can't sit through this? Whatever. Well, message of the day, go see the Odyssey. If you have the money to and you can afford an IMAX screening of the Odyssey, go do it. I get it's hard to, because the IMAX theaters aren't everywhere and it's kind of hard to get true IMAX. But if you can, go watch the Odyssey. And to the people who are complaining that it's woke, you aren't affecting it in any form or manner. Christopher Nolan's making all his money back and more, and he's living rent free in your head, so you're doing nothing. All you're doing is crying like a baby, and people think you're stupid. Cool. So go see the Odyssey. It's worth it. It's a really good movie. Remember to drink water. Bye bye.
Hi, future me here. I also stream on Twitch now. I have a Twitch page, so if you'd like to see me stream on Twitch, it is Butterscotch Chips. Yeah, go watch it. I stream sometimes. Okay, bye.